saying libs versus conservatives
Like,
or libs and conservatives versus other women?
I try to talk. Okay, so the hierarchy is it's like apolitical because you might be able to
Are
bring
we
them in too.
rolling?
Yeah, we're rolling now. So it's like
Right on.
apolitical because you might be able to bring them in. Then it's other communists because you should treat your comrades or alleged comrades with respect until they prove themselves to be something like a fascist. Okay, and then after that, it's probably libs, but they grind my nerves really quick because they say some dumb bullshit that's all fantastical, and I just am like, oh, you're fucking artificially stupid, so I can't talk to you. And then it's conservatives who I just like. I'm like, look, my dog's gay. You can't have sex with it.
Artificially stupid. I have wanted a phrase my whole life for that situation.
Yeah, so like
Remember
my
how I
gender
said
based respect,
earlier?
and that usually also like if you look, it's like poorer people to like richer people, also. Like it goes in the same way because it's about like those about the class antagonism and like fascist women. I'm like, I don't know, get fucked. You're a fascist woman. You can't. You're not even allowed to talk. I don't know why I have to respect you like you're a person. You already said you weren't because you're a fascist. Then I just like I skip right to the misanthropy and go right past the misogyny.
I will be the biggest misogynist piece of shit to Bobert and Marjorie Taylor Greene,
Oh yeah, I just
and
want
I
to
will
cut
be
it out
To
there.
be
unapologetic about it.
fair,
Wait, but
I'll be the
why are
biggest
you?
misogynist piece of shit to him too.
Listen,
Excuse me. Why are we limiting our misogyny to people that we don't like? It should be Marjorie Taylor Greene and her fucking lib e- equivalent. Like why are we just not suppressing all of those bitches?
well,
I
we're
mean, I'll be
not. We're just mentioning
misogynistic
them.
Because
that
I'm not
too.
one of the leftists who, because I'm not one of the leftists who wants to suppress liberals, no matter how much I hate them.
Yeah, that's where we differ. I just they're again
That's fine.
because they're
That's cool.
closer to the top. It's less important to do so unless they're really getting in the way. Like with Israel, yeah, they kind of need to be like shut the fuck up. Because they have worse takes than the
I mean,
conservative
yeah,
elements, and that's like
whenever you bring
mortifying.
up a specific, yeah, when you bring up a specific issue like that, but
Yeah.
like overall, in the grand scheme of like political spectrum of people, I will
What?
actually give the time
Ooh,
of day to.
Yeah.
ooh,
Like
I'm
ooh,
not just gonna
ooh.
cut
Can
them
I
off
answer this
because
one?
they're liberals.
I tend to put them like
It,
this. Hold on, give me 1 second. Yes, I tend to put them like this. Liberals go to the re-education camp. Conservatives get neutered and then shot. You got to stop the immediate problem while you're waiting to put the bullet in them. Like they don't.
I can get
Yeah, I'll
behind
put
that.
the
yay!
bullet in him.
I can
Yay!
get behind that.
I
Yeah.
I answered right in my head, Dan. Because
See, there are.
no, because I was
See,
listening
that's
to
my
you.
problem.
Can I finish, Losak?
Yeah.
When I was
No,
listening, yes, I will.
Yes,
Take a
I
seat.
can.
Take a seat. Um, no,
please
but
do,
when
please do, please do.
I was shush. When I was listening to Dan and thinking about your question, I was thinking about how how did Dan tell this to me? Because I came here like knowing nothing, and it was a question of if it's fascist and libs. Um, Fascists you have to actively work against.
Yeah.
Libs, if they're doing something that is useful to our cause, you don't have to stop them, but you're not supposed to help them.
Yeah. It seems
Did I
counterintuitive.
get it right?
You did, and it seems
Yay!
counterintuitive. But the reason you don't help them is you don't validate them. You need like the
Right.
CPUSA needs to get its shit together.
Because you can't support them even if the goal is congruent with your goal, because you can't let yourself be seen as supporting them, because then
Subordinate,
people right,
right? Subordinacy.
right.
We can't be subordinate to them, and we have to stop being a subsection of them. That's what keeps kicking us in the ass.
Holy shit, LG is here.
He wasn't gonna miss the riffing on the voices when I get started. I'm trying to get the phlegm out of my throat so I can actually do this. I'm like real phlegmy tonight.
No, I think the phlegm works for you, Daniel.
You think the phlegm works for me, do you? That's not my character. That's Dom DeMello from fucking Comedy Bang Bang. But I do.
I'd phlegm me. LG.
Yeah, we gotta get a lot of
you
girls
came
on
in.
the trio. Lots of girls. Big titty
You
ones.
came in at an awesome time because I'm doing a little happy dance because I remembered a lesson from previous episodes and everyone please clap.
No, I'm clapping. I'm clapping, all right. Clapping with my nutsack right against my
Clapping my
right against the bottom of my palm.
Clap that up!
I was trying to remember something from old. One of these today. Because Dan was talking about it. There was one where, I think it was right after the liberal driller incident. If you guys are familiar with the incident,
the liberal driller sounds like if there was a combination wrestling OnlyFans thing.
Yeah. It's like porn for really, really awful fat Canadian women who love Kamala Harris.
No, there's an event that occurs in Florida where this big, giant car, big gun guy, this like Republican, like local politician, he runs this dude off the road in a fit of road rage, and a little guy in a Prius.
He sucks.
And he like empties the whole clip, shooting his fucking giant gun at him,
and then
he doesn't hit him.
Oh, I saw that.
Yeah. Prius guy just shoots him in the dome with the Glock, and then he doesn't even want to like, make a big deal about it or anything. He like only calls the cops and shit. Just shot this motherfucker in the face, and then he doesn't want to do an interview. Like, you were almost killed in road rage, but you defended yourself. America, Second Amendment. Whatever the angle on the interview would have been on.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to do that shit either. He doesn't want to do like any kind of fame from it. And I colloquially, the incident is referred to as the liberal driller. But I think that the week that happened, we were on here and we were talking about that a good Democratic Party platform would be that it's a guy that's just gonna just kill them, but like legally.
What the fuck was his name?
Oh, that's what I'm trying to think of. Like we were talking about it.
I'm trying to remember because I remember the voice. Now I'm a real ass American. I eat red meat and I vote for gay and trans rights, and I'd shoot a Republican in the face sooner than I'd help them out of a burning building. In fact, I'd shoot them in the knees to make sure the fire really did the job.
There are many cases in America where it is legal to shoot another human being, and it has made it my life's mission to familiarize myself intimately with all of them and to employ them liberally, if you will.
I'm going to add voting Republican to that list. That's not going to be my contribution to society. If you vote for the Republican Party, I'm legally allowed to shoot you in the face. And,
he does
I don't want a bunch of woke Republicans crying about it later, about how I...
There it is. Okay, now I'm remembering the angle on this guy. Yeah. There it is. Okay.
Yeah, that's him. He's like, listen, now, you tell me that a black community doesn't have clean, lead-free water. I need them to have that clean, lead-free water. And if there's 3 fat, balding fucking Republicans on that council, I just see 3 targets through a scope. That's all I see. I'll fix that town. I'm not afraid to get my hands dirty. I've skinned a deer, and by deer I mean fat, balding Rush Limbaugh lookalike.
I want to go back now. Yeah, I'll look up the week. If we want the original,
he would still listen to the Joe Rogan podcast, so I'd get a little worried still.
I'll kill them all. I don't give a shit. God has anointed me the murderer of every Republican, and I'm going to do it. Now I'm going to get our taxes to be properly distributed among the tax bracket incomes so that we make sure that our richest are paying the most. I'm going to make sure there's universal health care, except for Republicans, who I will whip and hit with chains and make them power the hospitals. If you're thinking to yourself, that sounds like white slavery, that's what I said. I'm not lying. We've had it a little too easy in this country.
Not only would he win by a landslide, but like also it's not a bad platform, right? Like,
no, it's not a terrible platform.
It's not worse than what we have. You know, it's an improvement on what we have, and I'd support him.
He's like running in. He's like running in fucking Milwaukee though, and he's dressed as a cowboy, and he's talking in a southern accent, like he's real out of place because he's just like, I don't know what you whites like. I don't understand you people with your jibber jabbers. I'm trying to appease you. I'm trying to meet you halfway here.
I do
Okay,
declare,
Damn mayo eater.
you damn mayo eating weirdos. You chonky honkies.
oh man, I saw
He's
the
a prison
funniest thing.
Yeah.
abolitionist, except for everyone who signed up for the NRA.
I'm not a prisoner. I do disagree with the platform of prison abolition. I think there should be a lot more rich white people in jail, a lot more poor white people in jail who voted for Donnie Trump, and about
All I'm
30%
gonna
more
say
than after
is there's so many white furries, and why aren't we calling them animal crackers?
that. All right, that was good. That was good.
Jack
That's a good
O'Connell.
hit. That's a good ass hit right there.
He his campaign, like, he gets a lot of volunteers that are passionate about his platform to like volunteer to go door to door, but they're not going door to door to like talk to people. They're just going door to door to like quick draw like castle doctrine guys to death. That's like
Yeah.
the point of it. It's
Well,
just like,
well, we're gonna go down to a couple of people's houses here, and he puts on like a white robe, and you're like, "Oh Christ!"
Yeah.
And he's like, "We're gonna run him out of town," but it's like Jeff Bezos' house.
now, you folks, just keep in mind that while you're out there,
Son was born in the USA and it's actually used properly this time.
you folks keep in mind that when you're out there spreading the message, when you're out there communicating with the voting public, there is a thing called the castle doctrine, and when the gentleman tries to use it on you, you are then legally within your rights to return fire.
if you have some uppity white telling you that they don't have to give back their land, you just pull out your gun and you tell them that they can. No pressure. You're just having a discussion, but you have a handgun.
He's
You know,
funny.
down
Like,
here in Colorado, we're allowed to let our kitties hang out. So I like to answer the door when the Republicans come with my titties hanging out and a shotgun.
As God intended.
As the good Lord Jesus Christ.
You might be one of the good ones. It's just incredibly racist against other whites. That's his bit.
well, I feel like his name was something like that was like kind of like there was like a foghorn leghorn or like a Dixiecrat kind of element to it, right? And I can't
remember now either, and it's pissing me off.
whatever the last little bit of the bit that we have not yet recalled fully is within the name of the character.
I know, and that's gonna piss me off that I can't remember that character's name. That character was so much fun.
We will dig up the episode by looking up the week that the liberal driller incident occurred, and then it'll probably be the episode we did that week or like maybe 2 weeks later. I wonder if he comes up if you search liberal driller. I wonder if his nickname went around that much.
I know
No
it'd be on Twitter, right?
Yeah.
It'd definitely be on Twitter.
Yeah, God.
The liberal. Well, wait a minute now. I was gonna make that rhyme somewhere, and then that was just gonna go a place we don't need to go. So I'm gonna back off of that. Just wind that one back. I was gonna go for a rhyme there, and then I thought to myself, well, the easiest rhyme is, and then I realized I probably shouldn't go with that rhyme. That's probably a bad idea. So, yeah, I don't know. But yeah, I'm going to go out there and I will kill every white man I see until this country is liberated from its problem, the disease of whiteness.
He
You
has to trick them.
Yeah, you prick a white
He has
boy
to,
and
like,
fascist bleeds. You know what I'm saying? Hit
he has to trick him into drawing. So that's the majority of, like, if it's a TV show about him, that's every week he's gonna trick a different white boy into drawing on him.
Yeah. I'm Billy Thunderhump. I don't know what his name was.
He's got like wigs of like blue hair and like fake septum piercings and stuff like that. Just going up to people in rural areas.
If you've ever worn
He's got like a
pantsuit,
Greenpeace sign up sheet.
Yeah. Every pantsuit he sees, it's on site.
Every time a fascist bleeds, an angel gets its wings.
Every time a fascist bleeds, I get a little bit harder. I thought John Brown was only wrong in the fact that he wasn't blasting. Okay. Otherwise, John Brown was right.
Every time a Punisher sticker, every time a Punisher sticker is sold, their names get added to a database.
Yeah.
He just shows up like a day later.
Yeah.
The only thing John Brown did wrong is he fucking stopped.
Yeah. But John Brown never shot anybody. He was not a shooter, but he was like a get in your face about it, and that's why they hung him, because they didn't even want to hear that shit. Which, like, that's how you know
Let
the
me tell you all
South
about the
was
Haitian
right.
Revolution.
Yeah. John Brown was too nice. He was like, there will be no slavery. I will not raise my fists in violence, but there will be no slavery. Let's go burn some shit to the ground. It's all right. That's a start. I'll give you that. You're moving in the right direction. You know, I'm just saying, like, if I'm going to critique the work, there was one fatal flaw in it. It didn't really stop them, did it?
Most of these posts are just people saying, just sitting here thinking about the liberal driller again.
I can't quit him.
Sounds like a guy. That sounds like a guy who fucks just like very nonchalantly.
Yeah. Well, do you remember back in the late '90s when they were all like, "Oh my God, James Carville's so sexy," and it's like that Skeletor fucking looking dude, the guy who looks like a monster crawled out. Like, you know, when you're little and you're like, your mom's like, "There's no monster under your bed. It's just James Carville bitching about the fucking economy." Like, that's all.
The only thing I
monster
think
under
of
your
with
bed is.
him is Bill Hader's impression of James Carville on SNL. The way he like he mimes dealing cards for some reason. I don't know why it made me laugh all the time.
Yeah, I don't know, but it's like fucked up. That guy's fucked up. I can't. I wish I could do Carville voice, but like I can't. Like, my lips aren't wet enough. Like, there's a weird wet dryness to his voice. Just a
Well, I'm
very
just
Old man
weird
mouth.
wet dries. Yeah, he's got severe old man mouth. He's like
gonna try Road Rage Florida Prius.
road rage Prius.
Here we go. Here it is.
It's Florida. I was gonna say they're gonna bring up a whole lot of options for that.
Yeah.
Headline at floridapolitics.com. John Kozwanski killed in Tallahassee road rage incident. And it's a picture of a guy that looks like just a bald, round guy. He's smiling because it's like his, it's his government guy photo or whatever. John Kozwanski, the legislative affairs director for the State Board of Administration, was killed in a shootout triggered by a road rage incident in North Tallahassee. Leon County Sheriff's Office took one person into custody. However, that person has since been released and no charges have been filed. That's right, folks. It was illegal drilling.
We got it down. Man-on-man violence. He put it in him.
Look, when we said stand your ground, we didn't mean that, okay?
Another one bites the dust.
Bow, bow, bow. Another one.
The sources said the incident began after Kozwanski's BMW drifted out of its lane while heading north on Thomasville Road. That's when the BMW hit a white Prius. Both cars pulled into the parking lot. The driver of the Prius confronted Kozwanski about hitting him. The Prius's driver then returned to his car to wait for law enforcement to arrive. That is when, according to Florida Politics sources, Kozwanski rammed his BMW into the Prius on the driver's door and began pushing the car sideways in the parking lot. Kozwanski then shot a gun at the white Prius. The Prius driver drew a gun and fired back into the windshield, hit one time. Kozwanski was hit and killed, according to sources.
God damn, that guy was a way better shot.
Yeah. I'm suspicious that he was a liberal.
Fuck around and find out.
The driver of the Prius then exited their vehicle on the passenger side and took cover, not knowing if Kozwanski was about to fire back. The guy just fucking murked him like he was trained to do it. However, Kozwanski's wife...
One shot, one kill, baby.
Said in a Twitter thread that her husband...
Boom, headshot.
He claimed that he was trapped and assassinated and was trying to escape from the person that was shooting at him. He was on the way home early to pick us up for a farewell dinner for his daughter. He called to say he was on the way to beat traffic. He was excited for dinner. He told us he loved us, and then he never came home.
Aww. Did your fat fucking terrible husband get killed because he's a fucking asshole and he thought he had the right to murder people? Aww. Aww, that's so sad. Did your fucking asshole fucking domestic abusing husband?
Now.
What?
He can be a terrible person without calling into account his fatness.
I'm
Okay.
definitely, as a fellow
Call him a
fat
terrible
man,
person.
as a fellow fat man, again, there is no ism. There is no ism a Republican does not have coming. He was a chunky little fucking pumpkin-headed fucker. Okay,
I just
his
love.
neck looked like
Okay,
a back. His neck looked like dog pussy, and he got what was coming to him.
I just love reading. I just love reading where it's just like a normal news story, and it just says was killed in the shootout.
Yeah.
I just love it.
Well, it's Florida. That's like an average day for them. They're like, yeah, we had 4 people killed in a shootout before lunch. It was awesome.
I want
Totally.
the liberal guy to be like, shootout. No, it was an assassination.
Yeah. The libs assassinated my fat, terrible, fucking bigoted, racist husband. Okay, let's say they did. Let's say for a second that's the narrative and it's right. What's the problem?
All the comments.
Your
like,
husband sucked
apparently-
and now he's dead. Good. Like everybody's better off. Like, oh no.
All the comments on the news website are like so bad too. Like all the comments down here on this like little Florida paper or whatever it is, Florida politics. It's all just shit like I live in Florida and I have a gun. Let him try that on me and I'll gas his ass too. Like it's just everybody just being like this guy was a stupid asshole. There's even a couple of people that seem to be local that are posting stuff like that he had a history of road rage and brandishing.
Good.
So if that's true, that would indicate that he spent the weeks leading up to this incident riding around, starting shit, and showing people his gun.
Yep.
See,
Man,
that's why.
man,
that's why-
excuse me, question, Mr. Cohen,
Yeah.
Juniper Nest, Mindful Wellness News. You said earlier that you thought it was absolutely appropriate that person was unalived, shall we say.
Bert,
May I ask you,
Yeah.
would it have made a difference if they had described him as a heckin' chonka?
He's just a chubby boy. He's just a chubby boy who wanted his treats. Like,
He's check-
right-
oh no, they
Wow.
killed
He
Big
was-
Chungus.
He was
Yeah.
someone's large adult son.
He was
He
someone's
was
large adult son.
someone's large adult son. And don't be.
That's his memorial.
Do you hate children?
Do I hate? No, I don't hate children. I do hate Republicans.
Those children were waiting for their dad to come home and eat a giant dinner in front of them, as he did every night. Well,
Yeah, but look,
delayed
chances are his
and
kids probably
delayed.
suck too. So
Well, he raised them. All I'm saying is this: like, every abusive son has probably a pretty shitty mother,
It's his wife sounds
and
like
they
she's
probably
sucking
have a pretty
bad,
shitty
man.
father.
Like this is like the most basic ass entry level like local government. I'm just here for the scams type job you can get. And she said he was assassinated. That's
Mhm.
like if I'm the fucking mailman and I get ate up by dogs and they say those dogs assassinated me. That's like if I'm the fucking I'm a parking cop and somebody runs me over while I'm trying to give them a ticket. I was assassinated for my progressive views about parking tickets or whatever. Like, what would you assassinate this guy for? Because he zoned the Costco next to your house poorly, so that like the drainage went in your yard or whatever. Like,
They-
what the fuck?
it's like the local alderman's administrative assistant got.
Yes,
he clearly got murdered for
assassinated,
eating too
like-
many treats. He was too aggressively a treat boy. He ate too many treats.
Oh shit!
Wait,
this is
Wait,
on
wait,
Netflix.
wait, 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 wait. I'm sorry. I'm just catching up. LG, did
Yes.
you say that the person who died, their friends or family or whatever, described him as having been assassinated,
Yes.
Yeah.
and that individual worked for the parking authority?
Yeah.
Yes, he was trapped
Oh,
and assassinated, is what his wife said.
but like, no, I'm asking about his vocation specifically.
I think it says, okay, hang on. It says some bullshit like board of administrative of director of affairs of assistant to the administrating administration or whatever. Like it's like some fucking gibberish. Hold on, let me get the exact
Of
thing.
the
It's
regional
here's the
manager.
thing. The reason I'm
Okay,
asking
yeah.
is because if
Legislative
this
affairs
shit,
director for the state board of administration.
fuck
Whatever
even
the
is
fuck
that?
that means.
That's
Yeah.
no, that's some make work job that you got because your cousin knew a guy.
Yeah.
Yes.
But here,
Yeah.
the reason I was asking is because I thought you said something about like the parking authority, and I am here to tell you, like my ears perked up. I'm like, let me get back to the mic.
Oh, you're saying that they might be worth assassinating. I
If
mean,
if
like,
this
in my grasp
if
of
that
don't do
had
that or whatever.
happened, if that had happened in the city of Philadelphia, and you told me, dude worked for the PPA, 100% I would believe somebody would assassinate them because goddamn somebody should.
Whoa.
Somebody. I mean, I'm just saying. Like,
Viva la revolution.
We got a
No,
little reel for Dan Cohen.
I'm sorry. I'm just. All right, let me reel
I'm
that
living
back.
my truth,
let me
Dan. I'm living my truth.
let
Well,
me
there's a-
let me reel that back. I gotta say, I do not endorse planning and following through on taking the life of another human being. That is
Yeah, it's
never
not
right.
legal. You can't do it. You're not.
It
you're
wouldn't
not-
Unless,
it
the,
wouldn't
unless they're a
matter.
big chunky boy.
A big chunky
It-
Republican. They have to be a big chunky Republican.
Eh,
Then I am ambivalent as to whether or not it happens.
And
I
they
have
have
to
to
word
draw on
this
you.
very carefully.
GOP big chungus.
Yeah.
You have to trick them. You have to trick them into drawing on you by playing some kind of like Bugs Bunny v Elmer Fudd type mind games with them, and
Yeah.
then like after that it's fine. But like other than that,
You got to
can't
duck
do it.
season them. You got to duck season them.
Yeah.
The way I
One
like
of
to do it
the
is
one
be
of the
like,
things
I have a gun and I'm gonna shoot you in the face. And then just linger off with that when they're like, "You think you're gonna shoot me, boy?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And then I just pull the trigger.
one of the things that
And then they're
has
like, "You
always
didn't hit me," and I'm like, "Well, I was a lib for 20 years, so
Yeah.
I have bad aim."
I mean, okay.
We asked our
That's-
followers
that
for more
episode.
donations and told them to vote harder, but we still didn't hit you.
Yeah, we tried.
We were I had that shit literally point blank. And something happened and we desperately need more money to try again.
Yeah,
We need to reach across the aisle.
to get
We
Republicans.
need to reach across the aisle and get more support. Yeah, exactly.
Perhaps I
from
could
Republicans
ask
to shoot
you
you in the face.
Reach across the aisle with my hand turned sideways.
let's see if we can strike a deal where they will like somehow try to pull the bullet into their brain.
That is
Yeah.
how. Actually, to be fair,
then you're reaching under the aisle.
to be fair, I have said the difference between a liberal and a conservative is a liberal's like, or conservatives like, "I'll kill you," and the liberals like, "You should kill yourself."
Yeah.
Like, you should be a morally good person and shoot yourself in the face.
I mean, you can probably get away with popping one if the person that writes the story, like the reporter or whatever, if they're like the guy that writes, about everything that's happening in Gaza right now, like, because then it would just be like, a bullet was traveling, on a happy sunny afternoon, a bullet was traveling to its destination.
Bullet
And-
Bill found not acquitted of murder in the charge
Yeah.
that he was simply flying through the air when 14
Hamas
children got
bullet.
away. Now they were
It jumped out
Palestinians.
in front of me,
Man steals-
Judge.
Large man steals local bullet.
Large
Yeah,
man
large man
steals
steals
local
local
bullet
bullet
in his
face.
cranium 7 times. Execution
He was
style. Large local boy, large
posthumously-
Largington.
His wife say it was a character assassination.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus!
He was posthumously sentenced to 364 days in the county jail.
In the county jail for the theft of the bullet that may or may not have ended his life. We don't know. Medical science can't tell us whether or not
Each
bullets
bullet-
kill people. That's
But
why
they-
I have
they-
this
It's all right,
defense,
it's all right.
because I don't know
He
if
had-
they work or not.
They stacked
That's right.
the charges
He had
for
a
each
shoplifting
bullet.
charge, so he had a shoplifting charge, so it's okay that he's dead.
Witnesses
It's not
say-
possible to tell if a bullet can
say
kill
that
another human being. That's why I have several guns for self-defense, because we don't know if they work or not, and I have to test them. I have to do the science, because we know scientists don't know what they're talking about. Did you know that 74% of all scientists believe that COVID-19 was a virus and not a Jewish plot? Excuse me, a Chinese plot. I'm a Jewish man. It's obviously not a Jewish plot. Jews are perfect. We do nothing wrong, except for all the left-wing Jews. Left-wing Jews probably, it was a left-wing Jewish and Chinese plot to make everybody in America gay. I'm Ben Shapiro. I'm very, very smart. Don't look at my milkers.
How many fucking
How many big boy bucks did you just earn?
I have 7
Daniel?
big boy bucks. I have 7.
how many fucking miles of footage do you think they cut at the Daily Wire of Ben Shapiro getting his racisms confused? Where he's just like, fuck, I'm a Jewish right winger. That's the thing. I gotta like.
I have to hate the
How-
Jews,
how
but
much-
I
how much
also have
footage-
to. Go ahead.
How much footage do you think they have of him like hitting on his sister or talking sexually about his sister?
Oh, at
It's
least
such
10
a
minutes of
weird-
it. I guarantee
a
there's a
weird
lot of footage of him screaming, "Stop talking about my sister's milkers." Like, I guarantee that
Yeah.
footage like exists in
Oh,
like a
yeah.
large
I
volume.
never will.
You know
I
those
never
guys
will.
razz him. You know those guys at work razz him about that. Like
Yeah,
you
definitely.
know that like,
Guys,
he gets to work.
stop.
He gets to work and they're like all at the little water cooler in the Daily Wire, which is like, I don't know, full of fucking bleach or something. Like, and they're all having their morning cup of bleach to make sure they don't get COVID, from the Wuhan lab or whatever.
Yeah.
And they're all standing around and they're all looking at one guy's phone and they're all laughing hysterically. He's like, "Is that my sister's TikTok?" And they're like, "No, no,
No,
we're
Ben.
researching funny stuff for our new movie. That's I don't know, the sequel to
Yeah, it's vagina
fucking horrible.
dicks. To see what a lady bothers, vagina dicks. It's about trans. It's just trans
God
people
damn
in
it.
porn.
Ben's here, everybody. We gotta put our phones away. Hurry up.
Yeah. Put 'em away. Don't look at my
I see your
sister's
Else
sister's
he's gonna
pregnant
get
now.
mad,
But
and then he's just
some
gonna
things
bitch
is-
all day, and we're gonna have to listen to him be a cunt and all this shit. Shit away.
Hey Ben,
Excuse me, I'm
I
right
see
here.
your sister's pregnant now. I see your sister's pregnant now. Them things is looking mighty fine.
I know.
Hey.
Yeah, that was.
I mean, shut up
Felt
about
like
it.
the-
I know. Shut up.
It's nice. It's nice that she gets to like enjoy the pleasure of being a parent and everything. Like, good for her. But like at the same time, like that felt like the punchline to like a joke that had been coming for a long time. It just felt like a punchline.
I don't
Like,
appreciate it when people
I'd
talk
do it.
about
I'm
my
just
sister's
saying. I'll just say it.
milkers.
I'd do her. I'll say it. Sorry.
Well, everybody would hate do her, but it's whether or not you would be like loving about it.
I mean, I'm not loving about it normally, so.
Terrible.
You laughed. I'm off the hook. You laughed. I'm off the hook.
I abuse
I-
women.
I just gave everyone a license to print money.
Big boy bucks? You're printing big boy bucks. You're going to inflate the big boy buck economy. Then the big boy buck will be worth nothing. Are you happy?
Well,
You're acting just like the
Hey.
government.
Call you Juniper Mugabe.
Yeah, you're now Juniper
Uh,
Mugabe, a big boy buck zombie.
Actually, I would suggest, Daniel, that like we leave the big boy buck image up until the end of the stream, and then we delete it so only the people that were here get the big boy buck.
Well, obviously taxation puts the big boy bucks into my pocket, so no, it's fine. I get all the big boy bucks. I want them all, and I get them all. I'm a good boy. I'm a very good boy. I'm a handsome boy. I'm a smart boy. And I'm definitely a boy.
I'm a big boy.
I'm a big old boy named Benny Shapiro.
I'm a real boy.
I'm a real boy.
You're a towel.
Huh? My name's Ben Shapiro. Huh? Do you know how mad he was when he's like, I can't jerk off to the Disney princesses now because they're woke and I don't know which ones have dicks? That's awesome. Like,
So
imagine that's your entire life. Just imagine that's your entire life. You're like, if he's fucking 42 and he's like, I can't jerk off to Beauty and the Beast now because I don't know which of the princesses have dicks. They give Ariel a dick? Maybe they give Ariel a dick. I don't know if they gave Ariel a dick. What if they gave Ariel a dick? Then I'll be jerking off to a boy and I'll be gay. Just like when I jerked off to Mr. Feeney's feet.
Look, I just constantly go back to him talking openly admitting he never makes his wife wet.
Yeah, that was awesome. That was like such a
So
cool
just
thing to say to everybody.
Did he
openly
really
admitting it.
actually fucking? He really fucking did.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
thought
yeah.
that
He
was
said,
just like joke
if my wife
because conservatives can't.
he's like, if my wife had that kind of moisture going on down there, she might have a medical issue that she should get checked out. And everyone's just like,
No, my wife,
really, bro?
he said my wife would say that she has a medical issue that needs to be checked out because she's a doctor. That was his exact phrasing. He put the medical condition on there. I'm not gonna find the tweet right now because I'm too fucking lazy. Like, let's face it, I run
I don't
this
need it.
show.
I don't need it. I trust you.
But yeah,
Like I
trust me
yeah, I
on
don't give
this.
a
My
fuck.
man Ben was admitting to never making a woman happy downstairs. In a
Or
big
upstairs
way.
for that matter, probably.
Oh, definitely. It's like you think his kissing game is any good? Let's not even get to the part where it's like, the hanky panky stuff. You know what I'm saying? A little dirty, a little bit of the old in and out, whatsy twosies, right? Onesie twosies, in and out.
Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Say no more.
Is it? Yeah.
Auga, auga.
Hubba,
Hubba, hubba.
Stop that. Yeah, no, let's not even get to that part yet. Let's just stay on the part where like the woman has to be like, all right, at least you can kiss. All right, I'll go to the next step on this one. Can't get there. No, definitely not. He does. I guarantee he does this thing where his whole mouth has to go over her whole mouth.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like he's trying to suck her soul out of her body, like he's Shang Tsung or something.
Like he thinks that to like make out with tongue means you have to lick the lips.
Are you kidding me? He's probably like, no, we can't kiss because real men don't kiss women.
No, I guarantee he makes out, but I guarantee it's bad. Like I said, I'm putting my fucking money on it. Any amount. I will fucking I will go to bat for this bet vociferously. His whole mouth is over her mouth.
Like
Yeah.
oh god, like Jim Carrey making out with oh god, was it Lauren Holly in Dumb and Dumber?
Yeah.
Way just yeah.
Way
See,
too
I
much
think
tongue.
I like to imagine that he's into that Japanese thing where they were licking each other's eyeballs.
That's a deep cut. that's a relatively deep cut. Excellent. Maybe.
It sounds to me like you're describing when we were talking in high school. It was just like it was like kissing a fish.
Yeah. Like I've kissed exactly one of those people like that in my life who make out like that because they're so like here's the thing. I guarantee he gets horny. Like I guarantee my man gets horny, and then his whole mouth is over her whole mouth because he's like it's passionate, and in reality,
He's just
it's like
fucking bad at
drowning.
it.
Yeah, it's like an attempted drowning is what's going on.
It's like he's trying to inflate her head.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah. And like the tongue is going everywhere all over that face. Like imagine you had a big plate of the best pasta you've ever eaten in your life and you're like, I love it so much. I know I look like a filthy fucking pig right now, but I'm going to lick this plate literally clean. Okay?
Like a dog trying to lick peanut butter off the roof of its mouth.
Yeah, just big all over the place everywhere.
Well, I heard CPR was called the kiss of life.
Right.
In another country, like over in Great Britain. And so I took a CPR class. Pinch the nose, tilt the head back. Make a seal.
Oh boy, I learned how to kiss and give CPR. This class was well worth my money. Very efficient, very valuable.
See, now you're getting it. That's what my man's dealing with right there. That's my man's technique. Full seal over the mouth to get up in there and get that action.
Does anyone here think, and I hate to be so crass about it, does anyone here think he can find anyone's clit?
If you gave him a diagram, yeah, he could look at the like for him it would be like looking at a manual of like a car with the hood open and he'd be like, well, this is the part. So since I'm looking at this part, the rough amalgamation on your body is this part right here. So clearly this is it. I have found it.
Problem is he goes to the exact same place every time he's with a woman, and obviously women are different. So,
Yeah.
and he tries to talk down to them, but like, nope, you're wrong. Your biology is wrong. It's supposed to be right here, right here.
Exactly.
That's what the
Yeah.
diagram says.
The diagram says it would be right here. So clearly, this is where it is. I'm right. You're wrong. This time, Shapiro vagina. I'm gonna break into an Abby Kibar Trump Sarkar in a moment. This is gonna be awesome. But yeah, he's definitely full tonguing it. He's definitely being a fucking weirdo about it. It's not there's nothing remotely sexy about it. If you're like, is it at all sexy? Could it be? No. I've okay, the only the real talk in here, the only reason it was for in my experience where I was like, yeah, all right, I'm gonna live with this. I don't like it, but I'm gonna live with it. Is like she was really hot. Because otherwise, that's just not passing the mustard. You know what I mean?
I think all humans are probably vulnerable to that, right? At a certain point, right?
Oh yeah, definitely. Where it's like this is actually relatively speaking uncomfortable, but I'm gonna give it a pass. Cause look at her.
You may not
He's
even
so
know.
pretty.
Yeah, pretty much. Like I'm not too proud to admit that was my thought process. I was like, this sucks. I hate it. I'm gonna let this happen.
They seem like they're having a good time, so why bother them?
Yeah, I don't. You just keep doing what you're doing, man. You're doing fine. Yeah, I'll cope. I'll adjust myself. Let me just touch this right here.
Can take that same enthusiasm a little lower, please.
Yeah, I'm really happy.
That's my belly button. That's my belly button. Nope. Keep going. Keep going. Nope. Now you're too far. That's my knee. Okay, a little higher.
Yeah, no, I'm glad you're enjoying this, but just so you know, you're doing it wrong. I just want you to know that.
Let's see. When you do it, you gotta pull your teeth back and only use your lips.
Yeah.
Personal experience, by the way.
Yeah, fair. A lot of people are bad at kissing. That's all I'm saying.
I wish it was kissing.
Ew.
Yeah, every time LD gives me a blowjob, I have to smack him a little bit because he gets a little teeth.
A little too creepy with it.
What they don't know is that I mess it up on purpose so they can smack me.
I like it, the pain.
Spit on me and call me dirty.
Spit in my mouth.
That came up on Wednesday on the Goofy Live show because it was people telling horrible medical anecdotes, and there's a lot of crossover between what people like to do for sexual enjoyment and what gets people in the hospital.
Yeah, that's just a plain ass fact.
There's a lot of crossover there. It's
like there's that Scrubs. There's like a Scrubs joke where someone's doing a night at a free clinic, and a bunch of people come in with like stuff up their butt, and they keep getting the same answer. It's like, I fell on it, I fell on it, I fell on it, and then finally some guy's just like with something up his butt. He goes, I was bored.
Put it up there. See what would happen. Like, I'm still out riding around doing stuff, and some of the folks that are out here driving, it's just making me think. I don't know. It might bring out a little bit of that road rage. I got to be careful.
Oh, I'm gonna drive my BMW here. Excuse me, I'm in animal control. I'm in parking services. I think I own the road, motherfucker. You wanna fuck with me? I'm
the only thing I
Grizzling Thundergorp. I fucking do what I want here.
Ron Swanson wannabe tried to vehicular manslaughter someone.
Yeah.
The only thing that wasn't great about that story is that we all waited, anticipating that we would get some details about like what the loadout was that because Kivmansky guy had, like that, because I just knew it was going to be like a fucking like a 50 caliber fucking monstrosity, like the Big Smith Wesson 500 or something, and like a laser sight, and like you could just know that this dude not only missed every shot, but missed every shot with like a $6,000 handgun.
Oh, definitely.
Right, like you just know it.
Spray and pray.
Yeah. He sprayed and prayed with a Colt 45 though.
And the liberal just like John Wick them, just one shot, one kill.
Yeah.
I'm getting 50 caliber handgun vibes. I'm getting vibes like this guy was like I need something that tries to break my wrist every time that I pull the trigger.
If I can't shoot an elephant in the face and kill it, like it's not for me. So clearly,
What if a rhino? What if a rhino tries to carjack me? What am I gonna do then?
what if some
Mhm.
rhino with his pants down around his ankles tries to carjack me? I got to be ready for that. What if a
You know, somebody
gang of 8th
reposted-
Street rhinos comes over here on their Keats and
You know, MS
Garrett?
I hear MS-13 is starting to recruit rhino.
MS-13's recruiting rhinos. I need a 50 caliber handgun to put down the MS-13 hippopotami.
somebody reposted that picture I found that I took of that
In
sign.
name or whatever only.
Yes, I drove past a sign down here one time that was like curse all, Lord Jesus, please curse all like Marxist Democrats and rhinos or whatever. But like it was rhinos spelled RHINOS. I just
Sweet.
love that so
Oh
much.
God.
They didn't even know
It's
their
it's
own
one of those
goddamn
signs
dumb acronym.
It's one of those signs where you got to put the letters on real slow and everything. So like he had time to think about it. It wasn't like he was in a
Yeah,
hurry.
they had time. That's the worst part.
Yeah, he was there a while.
I'm gonna get the picture if you guys haven't seen it. Put it in the Discord. Hang on 1 second.
Oh yeah, I've seen that one. That one rocks.
It's fucking great, and I
Fucking-
can't think exactly how it's phrased, but it's he wants for the loving God Jesus to do these things to the person. It's really funny.
Definitely.
He wants the Prince of Peace to fucking light this motherfucker
Yeah, I wish Jesus would come John Wick all of my enemies,
up. Especially rhinoceroses.
especially the rhinos. Republican. Oh, I know what the H is on purpose.
Maybe it is, yeah.
It's
They
'cause
made their
No,
it's
no,
a
it's not.
slur.
They're
It's a
stupid.
slur. No, it's a slur.
Just oh.
Yeah, it's just they
Yeah.
just want rid of the log cabin ears.
It might be a
Hey.
slur for somebody, yeah.
Rhinos too, they're a shill for big horn.
Oh, these rhinos keep trying to shove their big old horn in me. You telling me I got to put up with this bullshit? Jesus won't let me deal with my rhino problem.
I'm just trying to be a regular, straight, white, heterosexual man, and all these fucking rhinos are constantly trying to shove their big old horn down my throat. Everywhere I look,
Look,
everything's
Everywhere I
on.
look.
go.
What I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna go undercover with these rhinos, and I'm gonna take as many of them horns as they give me, just day in, day out, all night, and I'm gonna report back to you guys. Just because I should be doing this myself because I am a straight heterosexual Christian male.
I
So
can
I'll
I
get the
feel like
reject
I
their
am.
sexual powers.
I'll go find out how many rhinos we got in town. You know what I'm saying? I'll get the scoop.
Do you think that Marjorie Taylor Greene sleeps in like a fucking oxygenated tent where she's like, it gives me sex powers with my yoga instructor? Do you think she does that?
Like,
She
I
seems
think
like a type, right?
don't CrossFit people, don't they have to sleep inside the CrossFit cube? Like,
Don't they?
that they have to do a little CrossFit at night when they're ready to go to sleep, and then eventually just pass out from the horrible CrossFit exercises.
I thought
Just
that
like
was
The only thing I know
fall
about CrossFit people is that when they snore, they go, I do CrossFit. I do CrossFit.
Well, I know she's a big CrossFitter, but like I'm pretty sure she sleeps in an
Sorry.
oxygen tank that she thinks gives her sexual powers. She's like, of course, that's how I have
Sorry,
to fight the
Rollins.
Jews.
This
Okay,
is
here's
just
the sign.
some stupid ass meditation, like tantric sex shit.
Oh yeah, actually yeah. You know what? Because you always think like, who is that for? Like, well, there you go. Okay, here it is. Here's the sign. I posted it in the Discord. The exact text is, "Dear Lord Jesus, please curse evil Marxist Democrats, rhinos, and any supporters."
Curse him like the Roma. Curse him, Jesus. Use your Roma powers to curse him.
Any supporters, including jock straps, bras, Spanx.
I guess that is like that's one of the funnier parts of it is that he's saying curse specifically. Like that's Jesus is known for working.
Yeah.
Throwing curses.
Yeah.
But like when it comes to Margie Taylor, I'm gonna tell you what I think of.
Okay.
Those teenage girls in the fucking Crucible where like they thought they were doing witchcraft because like, oh, the darky maid was like no, they had, I think it's framed as a servant, but like, let's be real.
Right.
So yeah, so there's a exotic lady that works for the family, and they're like, oh, do you know how to be a witch? And she's like, yeah, bitches, like, meet me out in the woods.
Yeah, you definitely don't want to say no, because that doesn't go anywhere.
Right. So
They're
you go there and
quietly laughing to themselves.
Right, yeah. You go there, she makes some shit up, like laughing at them all the way. But they go home thinking they've participated in witchcraft. And that's where I think Margie Taylor probably is with the fucking CrossFit.
Definitely.
Like,
see, I imagine that
she
that
believes
person
in it. She's not in on it.
Yeah, I imagine that person who faked those people is just whenever people start getting killed and put on trial is just laughing hysterically.
I think we're getting censored on the Twitch.
Good. I'm going for it tonight. Good. Okay, here's how I always conceive the difference between Lauren Boebert and like Marjorie Taylor Greene, right? And this is why I'm a Lauren stan by far. Any chick who's like, we're in a movie theater, it's crowded. I'm gonna rub your dick now. Like that's special place in my
I'm kind of with you. I'm kind of with you. I respect that.
In my heart. So like, here's the thing, right? Here's the thing. Lauren Boebert's like, I can fit one really big one, okay? And she's like real proud of herself, even though it's like kind of weird. Like nobody's actually proud of, like, you know what I mean? Like they're just like, yeah, all right, this is cool. I'm not gonna die from this. All right, I'm good to party. But like nobody's actually proud of it. Where she is like, she's weirdly proud of it, of this mundane fact of biology. But like Marjorie Taylor Greene's like, I'm gonna do CrossFit and fit 2 or 3, and it's real fucked up.
There you go. Yeah. The thing about the freshman class of them, about the new generation of like sick freaks, is that they're in a lot of ways just as bad as some of the old ghouls and monsters that have been around in that party forever. But at least they still have like vaguely human traits, right? They're just as selfish and horrible as the old ones, but at least they're selfish about like more human stuff than the old ones. At least they don't like sit around like John McCain, like chanting to invade Iran and going into a fucking trance about it or whatever.
He starts sacrificing chickens on the Senate floor. I must make Iran die.
Rise, chicken, rise.
War, chicken, war. War, chicken, war.
Oh, fuck, hang on.
Yeah. Like, I guarantee you that Marjorie Taylor Greene's like, I can fit 2. And everyone's like grossed out except for like Matt Gaetz, who's like, interesting. Might I interest you in some small children?
Interesting, but you're too old for me.
Yeah, you're over the age of 14. Sorry. That's the other thing too. Like with Matt Gaetz, that bird-looking weirdo, like you know that he has been like talking to a girl online or whatever when she's like 16. He just totally did he sent her the Pepe face. He's like, sorry, bitch, I don't deal in grandmothers. I thinks he's real clever, you know what I mean?
Beefus, stop trying to bother me when I'm talking to 14.
You remember when he actually was like they were rummaging through all of his text messages and emails about the underage girls thing. There's ones where him and the dude that he was kicking it with were there telling the girl that they're very mad at her for the irresponsible thing she did, which was to not tell them her real age.
Yeah.
So that could be a crime. You could get in real trouble, young lady. It's like,
oh, look, see, I'm innocent. See, I even told her it was wrong. Guys, come on.
The child
I told you want me to stick it in now?
Yeah. I told the child I was prostituting that it was wrong. She didn't tell me. She was not fucking 18. Christ.
It's like when you watch that Dateline To Catch a Predator, and
Yeah.
someone's like, "Well, did you know that she's 13?" I said, "Oh, I thought she was 15." Like, bro, that doesn't make it any better. What are you talking
That
about?
made it worse, arguably. You get
That's
that, right? You get how that just made it worse, not better. No, you don't understand. Okay, all right, neat.
You guys, it was really
God,
good kicking for a little bit.
she's
I gotta
13.
cut him
I
off.
thought she was 11.
That son of a bitch lied to me. She told me she was way fucking older. She told me she was way fucking younger than she was. She
Yeah, I only
said she was
fuck
11.
7-year-olds.
Did you know that girl was 15? 15. That bitch lied to me about her age. She told me she was 11. I was like, I'm coming over here for some fucking old maid. I ain't doing that shit. Goddamn, I gotta be in the Senate tomorrow. Lindsey Graham and I gotta go fucking yell at the Democrats and call them the devil. Well, I ain't got no time for this shit.
It takes 3 hours to fix my hair. I gotta.
I'm the good goddamn senator from Connecticut. You understand? I ain't got time for this blind bullshit.
Super fun as always, you guys. I gotta go.
Don't die.
Mindful Wellness 9 p.m. Wednesdays. Sun's Tree Air. Wait, we're on that. It's
We're on
now.
that. Yeah, that's now.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll talk.
You
We'll
guys-
talk wrestling soon. We'll talk wrestling soon.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, no, I'm telling you right now, dude. Every one of those guys who fucking talks in the Republican Party too. Like, why do they all have Southern accents? Like, I'm just a good old boy from goddamn Michigan. We all talk like this now, cause that's what our
I
dumb
knew
fucking voters love.
that's one thing that I always pissed me off because I knew kids whose like family came to Chicago, like literally from off the boat at Ellis Island, and
Yeah.
came directly to Chicago, and they're still like driving around like they're good old country boys, wearing stars and bars and shit like that. I'm just like,
Yeah.
really? You're from Chicago? Like, relax, bro.
I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna give you the real sauce right now. When those people show up, I'm like, no, we can deport them. I don't give a fuck. Like that's like the one thing we don't need to import is that guy. So like, yeah, fuck it, it's fine. Deport him. Like, oh, you deport them, huh? Yeah, I would. I don't care. We don't need them. We got enough of that at home. We got enough fucking weird racists, weird overly aggressive racists at home. We don't need to go shopping for that elsewhere. So like, yeah, it's fine. Get rid of them.
And adopt because there's kids, plenty of children here who need to be adopted.
Yeah.
Like, we have racists here, okay? We don't need to let any more in.
That's right. We have enough. We hit the quota. We're good. Now they're gone.
I mean, we
bar.
can't even take care of the racists that we have now.
Yeah, you fucking profligate motherfuckers. You're like, oh, we don't have enough racists. No, we have too goddamn many.
For just 13 cents a day,
They're just-
you too can adopt a racist and
Sorry.
For
keep
13
them
cents a
loaded
day.
with Marlboro Lights, or actually they wouldn't. That's too expensive. Sorry.
Yeah, we
with
need to have
fucking I don't know any cheap cigarette brands. Sorry.
American, what is Spirit? American Spirit.
yeah, engine smokes, as they call them in the racist circles.
Oh, that's fun.
honey, no, we're not going into the Stars and Bars store. We have racists at home.
Yeah, we have enough racists here. We're good.
But mom,
But mom, I wanted
But
to
they
say
don't have-
more.
They don't have the green racists at home.
They don't have truck nuts guy at home. You don't let me have truck nuts guy.
I want the Confederate Punisher sticker. Come on.
Yeah, I want the Confederate Punisher sticker. God damn it! He's the only
It
one I don't
matches
have.
my 1776 one I have at home already.
It's my 3%er guy. He matches my 3%er guy. How dare you, bitch mom?
One of my
Fuck you,
favorite things
Mom.
was I saw someone post that they saw a Punisher logo
Yeah.
that was a thin blue line Confederate flag within
Yes.
the Punisher logo. It blew my mind.
Yeah. Imagine that combination.
It's so,
The Punisher
That's
being like,
like-
I'll fucking murder unjust cops, except for all the unjust cops I fucking support.
That's like going to the fucking discount sticker store and being like, oh, I'm just gonna grab this and this and this, and that's not my ideology now.
Yeah. But kind of for real, though. Like, what's the most
the
welfare
far right.
ideology we can find? I don't need a good one.
It's-
I just need one that's cobbled together enough to say that I'm racist.
It's like the far right version of a Tumblr in a Tumblr bio,
Yeah.
where it's just like, I am a bi, pan, neurodivergent, autistic, ADHD, vegetarian, INFT, several other things.
Yeah. The Myers-Briggs test has fucked up everybody. The astrology of liberals has ruined everything.
Has
Yeah.
that been fully debunked?
Yes.
Or okay, I just wasn't sure if it was fully debunked. I know there was like questions about it.
Yeah, none of that shit's real. Like it's just horoscopes. If you actually read those things, like think about them like Gemini. Just put the word Gemini instead of INTJ and then be like, "Oh my god, it's me." Shit. It's the same thing.
Better off identifying with one of the Ninja Turtles or something.
Correct. Actually, those tests are probably more scientific. Which Ninja Turtles are you? Yeah. Those little click polls they have, definitely 110% more scientific.
I'm Raphael.
Well, obviously. Clearly, I'm Donatello.
The fuck does that mean?
He was cool. Oh, I'm sorry. Fuck you then. Now you're Michelangelo, the derp. Now you're
exactly.
the derp.
There you go. Look at that.
How do you like that one? I was like, yeah, you're cool. You're like, fuck you. Okay, all right, fuck me indeed. You get the dork. Now you get the weird
That's all I've
Pete.
ever wanted. That's all I've ever wanted.
You're like, this stupid fool Dan Cohen gave me the dork.
He has played right into my hands.
He has played right into my cock.
I will show him. Hee hee.
I have done it. I have gotten him to agree I am the nerd. Now I have sex with all of the women.
And the men too.
And the men too. I know. Oh, this is a come down bit, but I know what we will do, Waluigi. We are going to give Princess Peach AIDS. Why would we give her AIDS? So I can have sex with her. Mario will not want that. She is dying. But, Mario, you would just get AIDS then. I did not think this through.
Fucking A.
Just-
There's a skit
Uns-
I watched where it was Mario and he jumps into the world as Raccoon Mario,
yeah.
and one of the Koopas is like,
Excuse me, don't you mean Tanuki Mario?
yes, Tanuki Mario. It's a Tanuki suit.
It's a Tanuki suit, you know, a Tanuki.
Yeah, and he's like, they're like, hey man, nice furry suit. What? And he's like, what? No, this is a Tanuki suit. And he's like, so, what's your persona?
It's a Tanuki. It's a me, Tanuki
and-
Mario.
And then all of a sudden, like, Luigi comes out of nowhere and he's like, it's me, Pond Skipper! And then
God.
Mario's like,
It's
what?
me
He's
what?
Pond Skipper! Because he's dressed in the frog suit.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were saying porn skipper.
No,
The
yeah, sorry.
famous Mario power.
He's like,
Porn
don't tell
skipper.
mama.
I would give her the AIDS. Yes.
But what I think is interesting about that, fucking A.
Hey, AIDS is pretty interesting. I got you. Don't worry.
No, fuck a bee, it's got 2 holes.
What?
Everyone.
And A's
has
legs are spread too wide.
All I know is that it's me, Mario, having sex with the Princess Peach, not a Luigi. Luigi too much of a bitch. Luigi like, oh, I want to love you. She don't want to love. She's a princess. She wants to get fucked in the ass. I do this. It's me, Mario. I bake it a pizza gay. I mean pie. I'm not
Yo,
I'm not
don't
using.
tell mama.
Yeah, I do it like Mama like it. Mamma mia, you got the whole fist in Peach this time.
peach.
Luigi may be able to jump higher, but I can really lay the pipe.
Yeah. I heard an academic one time. They were like, "You ever notice that you ever use like men's euphemisms for sex are like really violent? You know, like smashing or hitting pipe." And I'm like, we look at it as like a really heavy construction job. It has all the complexities of a heavy construction job, and you fuck it up, it's gonna be a bad time.
I remembered what I wanted to say about the Mario shit now.
Hit it.
Sorry, I got a little high earlier. Sorry if I'm a little slow.
You're good.
But the whole thing when you're talking about, you know, coming in the Tanuki suit and they're like, "Hey, nice furry suit," and he didn't understand. You guys didn't mention, like, what's the distinctive feature of a Tanuki?
His big
Tail?
I'm sorry?
His big raccoon dick.
You're actually close.
His
Somebody
small
said
raccoon dick?
tail. No, like,
Yeah,
because
his
somebody
butt
said
tail.
Or is it their ears?
it's not the ears and it's not the tail, because they look kind of foxy, but they're not like quite really. They're kind of raccoony, and it's like, what's different about them? And in Japanese mythology, they have giant scrotums.
Ah. Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
I glued my
And
balls
actually,
to my
there's one of the
again.
stop! Ah! God
Whoa.
damn it!
Whoa.
Sorry.
Whoa.
Sorry, did I blow the EQ?
Whoa. Hey, whoa, he.
Who's EQ and when did you blow him?
Ooh, he now.
But
Getting a
there's
little rough.
Hey there, ho there.
Hey there, ho
hello.
there.
Oh,
Hello.
But yeah, one of those my neighbor Totoro, who's that dude?
Oh, Miyazaki.
Yeah, there's one of his films, it might be Porco Rosso, where there's Tanuki in it, and they're like basically using their ball sacks like parachutes.
Sweet.
It's pretty dope.
Fuck yes.
I mean, on a hot day, I could probably do that, mine.
Would you say, Juniper, it was stretched out like a fucking yard?
More than a yard, babe. More than a yard. And it's a whole fucking squadron of them. They're like coming down, like you know, kind of like hang gliding with them a little bit.
That's incredibly Japanese.
Like the 101st Airborne flying into France.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking Green Berets, but it's
Green ball rays.
Yeah, it's raccoon dudes with giant ball sacks. It
with giant hogs.
Fuck yes.
No, here's the thing: you never
There's
see
a Hunter Biden of animals.
You never see the fucking penis. It's
well,
all
why
about
would
the ball.
you? Yeah, you don't need to see
Oh,
that.
so they're just all testicle.
Oops, all shaft. Or oops, no shaft.
Oops, no shaft.
Oops, no shaft.
All ball, like no shaft, only
call
head.
That like elephant disease or elephant ball disease?
Elephantitis.
Elephantitis.
Yeah.
Which is what every kid in high school says he has.
Isn't that weird? Whenever you're younger, whenever you're a teenage boy, and it's all like, man, my dick is like 12 feet long.
Yeah.
And then you get older, you're like, I've been with women who are just like, no, if it's over like 5 inches, I don't want it in me.
Yeah. But Jesus Christ, it's not an airplane hanger, fella.
And the whole thing, like the whole elephantitis of the nuts thing, like that came, I think that came from Breakfast Club.
I think.
And it's elephantiasis, and doesn't just affect the genitals. Like if you look
I thought
at
it was
medical,
like all over your body.
Yeah.
Right. Like it attacks certain parts. Like if the one medical image I can think of, like, it is like of a lower leg.
Because I remember watching a thing on the guy that, like, the first guy that was diagnosed with that, and like they had to sit him up to sleep and shit because he couldn't Like his tumors would literally suffocate him.
Oh yeah, that's like a thing. Wow,
But yeah, like
I'm
you're
really
not.
eloquent.
you-
I'm sorry.
That's
Yeah, that's like a thing or something I heard.
That's like a thing right there. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, damn, dude, that's a real thing. Can you believe
Is that a thing now?
Can you believe that? That's a real thing.
I have no fucking clue.
I had no fucking clue. Now's the night. Now I know. This doctor said what's wrong with my fucking nutsack. He said it's all swollen and shit. He said it's all big, and he said that's a problem. And I was like, I don't know. I don't think it's a problem. But now when I sit down and sit on my nuts, I'm like, yeah, doc, you might be right. And this medical science might be saying something that isn't a bunch of Jew bullshit.
Nah, baby,
But I
I
did
swear. He
see
said the
on
only.
YouTube.
No, baby, I swear. He said the only remedy is if we fuck some more. Okay, you gotta make me come just like all the time. I swear that's what he said. You can call him yourself if you want.
Yeah, you can call my
He
doctor.
said it. He said blue balls deadly.
He said blue balls were done the dirtiest, so like you're gonna have to do it. You're gonna have to sork my dork or joke it or something.
Straight jorking it.
We're gonna have to be jorking this thing all the time. He's like screaming in pain. He's like, you sure your doctor done told you that what we gotta do is jelq you? Yeah. Fine. You sure about that?
Every orgasm is like he's passing a big kidney stone.
Yeah, but he's like, at least my wife's touching it. Oh man, okay, all right. So sexless Clinton. Oh man, I'll tell you what. I told Hillary I was gonna die if she didn't touch my wang. So she touched it for 5 minutes. I did what I could with what I got there. Sexless Clinton. I'm real desperate. That's why I went after that Monica Lewinsky. It wasn't because I thought she was hot enough, and I just really needed somebody to touch it. It's been 15 years.
I keep asking her.
Just
Like
5
I
minutes.
keep asking her. Keep asking her to share her girlfriend with me, but she just won't.
Yeah, she won't share that. She won't share that black man Michelle with me. I got to make do with what I got here.
These people keep telling me that. People keep telling me that I went after that Paula lady. But like, have you seen the gums on that girl? I wouldn't want her anywhere near me.
Oh my God, she's oops all gums is what she is. It's like when God was making her, he got busy while he was working on the gums and just getting a little too much up there.
I swear, when she smiles, if I'm standing too close to her, I get megalophobia from her gums.
I'm getting megalophobia right now thinking about her gums, let alone being near him. Oh God. Oh God. Gums on that woman. No, I'm faithful to my wife. I didn't cheat on her at all, but Hillary will just never touch it, so that's why I gotta try. I mean, I gotta make an effort.
Tell you who did touch it though, and is the best I've ever had. That Janet Reno. Whew. She'll work you. She'll work you.
I don't know if Jan Reno's straight or gay, but I guarantee if she's
She
straight.
put that thing down, flipped it, and reversed it.
Yeah, Janet Reno can put it down, flip it, and reverse it. It's awesome.
I will die on this hill that of the 4 Golden Girls, B. Arthur is the one that's just destroying a day.
Yeah, she fucks.
Is that the
I think
Stan didn't know what the fuck he was doing.
Yeah.
Right?
110%.
I think Blanche talked a big game, but was kind of maybe a pillow princessy. I think Rose was just nice. She was fun. She was great. Good, great. No problems whatsoever. She's Rose. She's great. But B. Arthur, man, something tells me that she's just like grabbing you, throwing you around.
She was the oldest one, right?
No, that was Sophia.
No.
Sophia also. Well,
That's
Sophia
Sophia.
was her mom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, Sophia was getting it too when she was younger. I guarantee it too.
Sophia was getting it when she was old. She was
True.
ripping that shit up. She was lighting them dicks up. She was like, hey.
That's true.
Sicily, 1936.
I pegged Mussolini so hard that he turned to fascism.
Did you say 1930 dicks?
1930 dicks. Yeah.
You know that picture? You know that famous Harlem Renaissance picture with all the jazz musicians on the front step? I imagine Sophia telling stories like she banged her way through that entire picture.
Yeah. Ma, come on! I'm trying to eat here.
Sophia
Oh,
was
they
I'm
were
just-
eating too.
I'm just saying, Duke, Miles, they tag teamed me, and it was one of the best times of my life. They made great music. They made me great
Ma,
That
music.
would
I'm
that would
trying to
only
eat my
work.
sandwich, and they was trying to eat a sandwich too. If you're catching my drift, it was made out of hair. It
It
was
only
Bible.
really works if she refers to at least one of them as a mouillon.
Oh yeah, definitely. I don't know what that is, but yes, that's how she referred to them.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about either. But
We don't know these Italian terms. We're not from New Jersey. It's not our
Is it-
native language.
is I think it's just dark skinned. I don't even think it's necessarily. I think it's just
Well,
dark skinned.
It's like,
the Italian American way to pronounce it is, I guess, mouillon.
Yeah.
If you look at it like an actual Italian, the word they're trying to say is like melanzana. It means eggplant.
oh,
Yeah, that's what it was. That's what it was. Okay, it was the color of an eggplant and the color of their skin.
Right.
I remember someone explaining that to me. I
So
worked
it's a
with Sicilians.
racial slur in like
oh Lord.
using a word from another language that they don't even like really speak very well anymore.
I was gonna say,
Um,
in fairness, the Italian Americans have it all, like,
How do you get
mozzarella
gabagool out of capicola?
or mozzarella out of mozzarella.
Oh, mozzarella. Actually, I think they get a little funny about that shit.
They do get a D in that somewhere. There's no D in that word. They put one in.
Yeah,
They gave
they
it
just
a D, but there's no D.
it's a make believe.
Because
It's a
they've
make
done-
believe language. Don't
It's
let
'cause
them say they're just making shit up.
Yeah.
they've got done too much GTL.
Well, that proves my theory that there's no such thing as an Andrea Migucci from Italy that's in the magic world. So that, like, yeah, I believe that. There's no such thing. There's no Italians. They're not real. There's no such thing as an Italian. It's fucking made up. It's like the Easter Bunny. It's like Santa Claus. It's like no,
That's one of my favorite.
Like Australia.
It's
Jesus.
like Australia. Yeah.
That's one of my favorite things to do with like friends who were like. Whenever I went to art school in Chicago, at Columbia College, it was a pretty kind of well-known art school. So we would get kids coming in from basically all around the world.
Yeah.
And I knew that I would like be able to be cool with one of them if they'd be like, oh, so where are you from? They're like, oh, I'm from Belgium, and I just go like, come on, where are you really from? That's not a real place. Where are you from?
There's no such thing as a Belgium. You don't have to lie to me.
Ooh, this fashionable, crazy place called Belgium. They wear like
Whoa.
hats on their feet and
Hamburgers
shoes
eat
on their
people.
hands. Yeah,
Hamburgers eat people in Belgium, huh? I got you. Real
I want to go to
funny.
Rand
One thing that's
I
kind of
want to go to
fucked
Rand
up that I
McNally.
think about one of the fucked up things I think about every once in a while is that the French mock Belgians. Like I remember learning at one point, like ta mère est belge, your mom's a Belgian, was a big insult, and like that just stuck with me. Like the French make fun.
Yeah.
What must it be like to be mocked by the French? That's fucked up.
Imagine being Americans and mocking somebody. That's what it's like to be mocked by the French.
I don't know, man. I mean, I give the French just as much shit as the next person, but goddamn, do they not light shit on fire? Even when it's like, oh, you guys want to raise our taxes 2%? Well, we're just gonna go light everything on fire. Fuck y'all.
Oh, you see? What, I can't take 18 smoke breaks this hour? Fuck you. Ben,
Yeah, I don't care about them
fucking
cheese-eating surrender
you.
monkeys.
Nah, but for real though, they're intense people, man. They're fucking nasty.
I
They're
mean, like,
mean as shit.
the
Wild animals.
guillotine. Oh,
I'm Mexican and we're 1-0 against them technically, so like they can get fucked.
Yeah, fair. They did beat the British though in the Revolutionary War for the Americans.
Lafayette.
Lafayette, baby. I do like the French Revolution, right? you can't have the communist revolutions without the French Revolution. You just can't do it. So I do like the French for that. That's cool. That was a nice thing France did.
Yeah, I like the
Joe.
French Revolution too.
Yeah,
Fantine and Eponine and Jean Valjean.
Yeah, it
All
doesn't
good
really
stuff.
matter. It doesn't really matter that it's a bourgeoisie revolution. It doesn't matter to me. You know what does matter to me? A lot of aristocrats died. That's a good thing. Objectively very helpful for the entire world. At the time, and even now.
they let him eat cake.
Yep, you want to eat the fucking guillotine. How about that shit, huh? You want to eat that, assholes? You think we won't make you do it? Huh? You think we won't? Fucking you up.
Now I must say, Marie Antoinette never said let them eat cake.
Oh, shit.
I know. The funniest shit I've seen lately is somebody put the fucking uwu eyes or whatever on a guillotine,
Oh, we have like 10 of those.
and it said, "Feed me, I'm so hungry."
Yeah, we got that one. Chippity choppity, abolish private property.
That's my
Great.
favorite one.
Yeah. Which is funny because the guillotine was invented to make sure that private property could happen in the least bloodthirsty way possible. Like,
Talk about taking that shit back.
yeah, yeah. I'm just putting it out there. Like, we all like love our guillotine memes, but like in reality, the guillotine was specifically invented to make sure that private property could become a thing. Like in an easy, bloodless way, or like a least bloody way possible. Like everybody like thinks like, oh, the French were so bloody, like now, but like at the time they're like, God, we're like the nicest people who've ever killed a guy.
So like, this might be a stupid question, but like the whole, using guillotine to murder aristocrats,
Yeah.
was that on purpose because of how it came about, because of how the guillotine came about, or was it just like something they had their hands on?
No,
Like-
yeah. So, like what they were doing was like they were like, well, how? Okay, we're obviously like the conversation's really fun. Okay, so we're clearly gonna kill these guys is how it starts, and they're like, yeah, that's a thing that's just
Oh,
gonna
for show.
happen. Yeah, nobody worry about that. We're doing some killing. Like there's gonna be heads rolling. We're gonna get them. And they're like, well, what's the most efficient way we could do that? And they started experimenting with it until Dr. Guillotine came up with like, yo, check this out. I put an axe blade on the end of this rope, and then you drop it on their head. It's even faster, and like
Sounds
they
like a
don't
fucking
feel a
stoner
thing.
invention.
Yeah, it kind of is though. Yeah, but like keep in mind, medicine was different back then. Like that really was like a medical advancement. Like, oh look, I made it go quick. They die so much
You're
quicker.
panning and stuff now.
Yeah. Like we're really, really nice, smart guys. That's how good we are. Unlike those filthy aristocrats who are like, we're gonna do some really savage rape shit. No. We're not gonna do any of that. And we're not gonna parade around and have an axeman maybe miss and hit you in the upper back, so like you die, but it's really horrific. You know, because like that's the thing they don't talk about when they talk about like the executioner. Like strangulation's really visceral. You know, the reason you strangle people, the reason you hang someone is because it's very visceral and like it's very upsetting to see. You know, so it's like it's a power move, right? Well, they were like, well, we don't want to be fucking savages about this. Like, clearly, we got to kill all these people. Like, that's happening. But we don't want to be like bloodthirsty savages. So, like, what if instead we found a way to kill them really fast? And then, like, they experimented with it, and then Dr. Guillotine was like, I'm a fucking genius. He's like, he comes out like House.
You guys know axes? You guys know axes?
Yeah.
So like, what if we took like two trees, like you took like two things, and you put the axe in between it, and you had a rope to it.
That way we
You
can
just
aim.
drop it.
Well, I mean, I thought it came from like, all right, like beheadings been a
Yeah.
thing for a minute, right?
Right.
If you were rich, you could pay for somebody with a sword to chop your head off rather than a dude with an axe.
I think you probably still run the same risk of missing and fucking it up.
Yeah, that's the point.
Well, no, but like, I mean, the point is like, it's not just any swinging dick with a sword. It's like you could hire a swordsman to chop your head.
Yeah, but work it
or
through
you
for a
could just
second.
let the local butcher do it.
Yeah.
Which would you rather?
Well, yeah, but work it through for a second. Just because that guy's like, I own a sword doesn't mean shit. This was still a time when it was like that was like a thing people did. Like besides like weird sword fighting weirdos on YouTube who are like, let me tell you all the fucking perks of a fucking flambe
like-
or whatever.
Yeah, people who owned one generally like knew how the fuck to use it. Like,
Yeah,
that wasn't
do
something.
they?
That wasn't a sword. Wasn't something you just came by.
It was something
I
you could just buy.
kinda
And
would
people
imagine.
just had. There wasn't. They
But
weren't magic. Like
people
those armies were
didn't
peasant
have
armies.
it like that.
Yeah.
People didn't have it like that.
If you want to know like the comparison point, the Swedes. Everybody in Sweden has a gun, and they're ostensibly supposed to be trained on how to use it, but like, are they? Doubtful. It's the same thing because all those armies back then were peasant armies. They're all fucking farmers and shit. So like every dickhead and their brother had a sword. So you could like, paying for somebody to get, like have a sword
Like-
on you. You could pay a knight to do it because knights were just glorified mercenaries. When you get past all the bullshit romanticism,
I'm gonna push back on like every swinging dick owned a sword. I don't think they did. I think swords were expensive.
no. But here's the thing: when you went to war, how did all those people have swords? Because those were peasants. Those weren't professional soldiers. You didn't really have.
If they were going to war for like the local warlord or whatever,
They didn't have warlords. We're talking feudal
Furnished-
Europe.
or their count or their whoever,
Yeah.
if they were going to war for that guy would often furnish them
Right. But what's
weapons.
he do afterwards? If he needs to go
Once
war, if your army's successful, right? If your army was remotely successful, and you want to go to war with them again later, what's easier? Do you take all those swords and round them, all those guys up all over the fucking planet, or do you tell them,
if
take it
they've
home
done-
the next time?
hang it over your mantle until
Yeah.
the next time you need it.
So every jackass had a sword. They were handing them out because the fucking royals were fucking putting them into peasants' hands so they could be ready for war. So every dickhead had a sword. Now, if you got a knight, like I said, a knight was a different class of soldier. They were more fucking skilled mercenaries. Maybe, but like that also assumes that guy wasn't drunk that day or didn't have a fight with his shitty wife or wasn't like,
Or
I kind of need
syphilis.
to rob this guy for money or I'm going insane from syphilis or, umpteen number of problems. It's not a clean and easy process because it's done not automated. It's not done through automation. It's not done essentially as a factory killing. It's an artisanal killing. So the labor put into it is only what you're going to get out of it at that immediate time. It's random. But you need to kill a lot of nobles and anybody else who gets a little too uppity with the revolution. You need to be able to kill them in machine efficiency. So what do? You look at it and you go, well, the random jackass with the fucking axe, we keep seeing cases of them people hitting people in the back, hitting them in the fucking side, not landing the kill shot like they need to, and then it's this bloody, gory, long fucking affair. You never hear the end of it. Well, what would be a cleaner way? Well, a cleaner way would be have a machine do it. That's how you get the guillotine. They had to solve the material problem of we need to mechanically kill people as fast as possible in the least amount of blood we can think of. There's got to be blood, and a little bit of blood. What kind of dickhead doesn't have the blood? But you got to be able to do it. So that's where that shit comes out of. It was a material need, a gruesome material need, but a material need. I need to kill all these people really, really fast. Well, how do you do that? You fucking make a machine do it. You line their neck up in the machine, you drop it, bam. We use it for slicing meat these days, and they used it for slicing a different kind of meat back then.
So what you're saying is the French invented factory farming.
Kinda. It certainly had a hand in it because what do you do? How libs always are like, oh, after, it's this fucking neat fact of history. Like, they're kind of right. It's fucked up, but they're kind of right. After a military campaign, what do you do with all that shit?
Medieval Europe.
What's that?
In medieval Europe, the knight at one point the knights and one of the person were the only people who were allowed to carry swords in public.
Carry, not own. Carrying is different. Carrying is allowed to have it in public. That distinction, a lot of people here can own guns, but not every state has open carry laws. Which is also a classic tradition. Liberal, we think, because of the way our world is shaped, we tend to think of these things as new concepts to us. and like take a step back. Yeah, they knew they didn't want every dickhead with a fucking sword running around because that would be dangerous. So they did fucking weapon control. Surprise, surprise. They were like, nah, dude, if you're not a knight, if the king didn't say you can have that, you can't have that in public. And we'll kill you for it. You might get somebody, but we're just going to kill you for it because you're fucking dangerous. You're a moron. Which is funny because in
So
our
French.
society now, yeah, you're French. Obviously, you're going to kill somebody because you're a fucking idiot. So yeah, I'm not arguing that they didn't like let everybody just have a fucking sword and fucking walking around their ass or whatever. But what I am saying is those motherfuckers had swords. Just had them in their house. The equivalent of a sword safe, which is hanging it over the mantle and being like, I fought the fucking English with this, or I fought the fucking French with this. Oh, I did so and so. Yes, sir. Mum's the word. You know, that's how the French talk, right? I don't give a shit. They're French. I don't have to fucking respect their accent. But yeah, like that's a real ass thing. Like that's it. They just had them. They just weren't allowed to use them until they could be like, oh, well, you know, as you said, like in some instances you could pay for a guy with a sword to try to make it a cleaner kill. You know what else is fun? Do you know that when you commit seppuku, right? We always think of it as like a guy stands before his lord, he kneels down, he stabs himself, right? He disembowels himself. He really gets it up in there before he dies. That way he makes sure he's just dead at the end, right? That's the story we tell ourselves about seppuku. It's supposed to be super honorable. You know what seppuku actually looks like? You stab yourself with a small knife and twist. That way you open your stomach, that way you'll die in 20 minutes. That shows your loyalty to your lord. However, to make sure that you don't have to suffer, a dude with a sword stands behind you and slashes down to cut your head off. That way you die nice and quick. The problem with that, surprise, surprise, if your buddy enjoys a beer or two, your head might not come off.
Oh fuck, bro. Sorry.
Yeah,
Oh.
but like for real. So like again, like the guillotine, the liberals' obsession with the guillotine comes out of a very material need. Yo, this motherfucker got to die, and we really don't want it to be too messy. We want it to be very accurate. We want to be very civil about it. Which, stop me if you've heard that one from a liberal before.
Mm-hmm.
We need to be very civil and egalitarian about this, which means cold mechanical efficiency. It's fucking quiet tonight. Was the guillotine depressing? Is really the guillotine's the thing that depresses everybody? Huh.
I was thinking about a trebuchet for
Oh
some
no,
reason.
I was
don't know
reading.
why.
Sorry, yeah, it was really common for them to own them. You just couldn't carry them.
Bingo. Yeah. And it is entirely because if you needed to go to war, you needed these assholes armed up, ready to go to war. That's it.
Because it would just be like a proclamation or something, right? Just like, hey, yo, y'all meet here. Ready.
But you're right. Like, that's it. Hey, dickhead, show up. It's time to go to war. We're going to pay you. Okay, I'll come to war. Yeah, war's good. Just a bunch of fucking hillbilly. Like, it really is.
America.
Like, where, like, okay, I'm not trying to be a dick, but again, like, piece it together. Where do you think the idea of a militia came from? The peasant armies of Europe. That's it. It's nothing magical. There's nothing the libs were doing. The libs improved upon the efficiency of the thing. I will give them that in spades. But there was nothing they weren't doing that they didn't already rip from the aristocracy, that they weren't just doing what they know. And it's because it fucking works. Like, that's why Locke was like, he's like, I'm the best philosopher ever. I came up with the idea of the night watchman, and that's how we'll guard society. Oh, you mean a fucking peasant militia? Neat. Neat, that thing you already do all the time. Cool.
Yeah, we're talking about Lost.
Shocking that somebody tries to steal something and make it their own, right?
Yeah. I mean, he's trying to redefine, like, he does try to redefine where it's coming from, the authority to do it, right? It's coming from the authority behind it is different ideologically. That's what makes it anywhere different from the aristocrats. But the actual mechanical modes, this is where, like, Jenk and I used to fight about the idea of innovation versus, like, Oh fucking! I'm forgetting my terms. There's innovation and like creating a new idea. Son of a bitch.
Invention.
Yeah, invention. Thank you. I forgot the word invention. That's fucked up, right? Like that's kind of fucked up that I forgot the word invention.
ADHD. It's not fucked up that you forgot the word invention.
Okay, thank you. I feel like it totally fucking escaped my lips. We always talk about innovation versus invention, and I tend to say like we've already done everything we're going to do as a species. Now we just innovate on it and make it better. And he would argue that no, we do new things. But like I don't buy at this stage in our evolution we're doing new things at all. I just don't. I don't believe for a fucking second we're doing anything remotely quote unquote new. And I don't think that's necessarily bad. If everybody else got it right before us, all we need to do is keep innovating it and making that process superior to what it was before it. That's all we need to do, and we're doing fine. It doesn't mean you waste and you just give up and you just settle in with what you got. But what it does mean is like, don't stress. You're not going to do anything they didn't figure out fucking hundreds of years ago. Our notion of policing comes out of something from fucking 150 years ago, which comes out of something that happened well before that. How do you catch slaves that run away? It's hideous, but how do you do it? Well, this is how. This is the machinery by which you accomplish that task. As grotesque as it is as a task, this is how you do it.
You know, one of my favorite examples of that recently is all of these TikToks where there are people who buy like vintage home appliances,
Yeah.
like refrigerators and stoves and stuff like that, and like you see like 3 or 4 things on those old appliances that would be amazing nowadays, but obviously they don't. It's just like, oh yeah, what all these thoughts that you have about, making things easier and more convenient, they already tried it. Companies just don't want to do it anymore because of cost, difficulty, even maybe the market said, oh, this is too difficult, I don't want it. But like, yeah, it's already been invented. It's already been tried.
To some degree, they can charge you for it now. They can put an upcharge on convenience. They can just charge you more, literally for the same fucking item. Making it more convenient and better, that's an upcharge, sir. We're going to have to charge you for the fucking thing we were already doing previously.
Yay, capitalism.
Yay, capitalism.
All right, I have to go. I have stuff to do.
Yeah, I guess
Good
we're
night.
hitting 11:53. Good night. Good talking to you. As
Yes,
always.
yes. Good night, everyone. Good night, June. Good night, Fontech. I love you all.
Don't
Good
die.
night, bitches.
I want to do things to you.
Let
In-
me jerk it.
In the light, even.
He's a
I didn't say that.
Let me jerk it.
Don't need a paper bag.
Aw.
I know, right?
Paper bag's the only way I can get off. Okay, bye.